Hey guys, so today I am so excited to be introducing my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan for 2022. Yes, I have decided I'm gonna do it. I am ready for the challenge. If you're not familiar with the Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan, it was originally started by Alexi here on YouTube. She is a project panner. I will link her below. And I think everyone has a slightly different way of doing theirs, but generally the way that it works is you use a random number generator to select 5 eyeshadows from your collection. And once you hit pan on one of them or meet a certain usage goal on it, you roll a new eyeshadow in its place. So I love the randomized aspect of this because you just never know what color combo you're gonna get. It's kind of like a collection-wide palette bingo in a way, and it also just sounds like a fun challenge. I really would like to start seeing more progress on my eyeshadows, so I'm gonna try it out. I think I'm gonna plan on doing it for the first 3 months of the year, and if I end up enjoying it, I will continue doing it throughout the year. So I have gone ahead and listed all of my eyeshadows out in a spreadsheet here. I have them grouped by palette, and then I also have my single shadows down at the bottom. So as you can see, I don't have any eyeshadow on right now because I think I'm also going to create a look with the 5 shadows on camera at the end of this video. I'm thinking that'll be a fun thing to do in my updates each month just to show how I use the shadows. So in my list of eyeshadows, assuming I didn't miss any, I don't think I did, I have 303 pans of eyeshadow in my collection, and I am so excited to see what we get. I cannot wait any longer, and I'm thinking for me the goal is going to be to hit pan on these shadows, and then once I hit pan on it I'll roll a new one in, but I think I'm also going to give myself the option to meet a certain usage goal. I'm going to set that usage goal at 20, and if I've used a shadow 20 times and I'm ready to roll it out, I will. Because there are some shadows in my collection that I'm sure would be really hard to hit pan on that maybe I would get bored of having them in this project for too long. So I'm going to give myself that option to roll something out at 20 uses if I want to. If I want to keep going with it, I can. So I'm using the Pretty Random app. This is my favorite app to use, and I've cleared the history, and I also clicked prevent rerolls so we don't get any repeats. So let's go ahead and pick my 5 shadows. Alright, so I got 122, and I'm going to pick them one by one to kind of keep the suspense going. Okay, so this is from my Shared Planet Polar Bear palette, and that is the shade Black Ice, which is a matte black. So doubt I'm going to hit pan on this. This is probably going to be one that I will just try to use 20 times, and then I'll probably roll it out. We'll see, who knows, maybe I will want to try to use it up all the way, but that's Black Ice. Off to a roaring start. All right, next one, 303. That is the very last one. That is my most recent addition to my collection, and that is a cream single eyeshadow. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Rose Gold. This I got a Charlotte Tilbury gift card for Christmas, and this is one of the items that I purchased. I've used it once so far. This is another one that I probably, since it's brand new, I probably won't hit pan on it, but I'll probably just try to meet that 20 usage goal. But that'll be nice to get some good use out of this shadow. So there's that. Beautiful shade. Next, 12. All right, we are all over the map here. That is from my Anastasia Norvina palette, and it's the shade Volatile, which is this nice kind of medium matte taupe color. So this is one of my older palettes. I have hit pan on 3 of the shades in here already. Volatile doesn't really have a huge dip going or anything. I mean, it's definitely gotten some use, but that one will be challenging to hit pan on. I'm thinking I could hit pan on it though. It'll probably take a few months, but I would like to try to hit pan on that one. All right, picking shadow number 4, the shade 254, and that is from my Profusion Mauves palette, and it's the shade Opal. Nice light champagne color. This is one that I think I would like to hit pan on. That's what that looks like. And I'm thinking that shade might also make a really pretty highlighter. I've never tried it for that, but the pans in here are actually pretty big. I could easily fit a highlighter brush in there, so that might be a fun way to multitask that shade and get some more progress going on that. All right, so picking our 5th and final shade, 64. 64 is from my Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette, and it's the shade Rustler, which is this bronzy brown shimmer. All right, and that is another shadow that has not gotten a ton of use. I've definitely used it a few times, but it is nowhere near hitting pan. I don't think I've ever hit pan on a shadow in an Urban Decay Naked palette before. Not that I've really tried, but I have heard that these shadows are hard to hit pan on. They are quite hard pressed in there, and I think the pans are pretty deep, so I would love to hit pan on that shade. We'll see. I've had this palette in my makeup basket for the last few weeks, and I went to feeling kind of neutral about this palette to really liking it a lot more than I thought I did. It really grew on me. Yeah, so I'm excited to have this in our Pan Those Eyeshadows selection for this first round. So those are the 5 shadows that I'm starting out my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan with. None of them are close to having pan. I would say the one that I'm closest to hitting pan on would be Opal from Profusion. I mean, there's definitely a dip going in there, and I do tend to find shimmers a little bit easier to hit pan on than mattes. But I like that we've got both mattes and shimmers in this selection, and I feel like these shades all go together really nicely. So to close off this video, I'm going to create a look with these 5 shadows. I don't think it'll be very hard at all. I feel like this is a very intuitive little color palette, so let's get started. So I think I'm going to start out this look with the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in Rose Gold. I'm thinking this will be a nice kind of base lid shade. I've only used this once so far, like I said, but this is a very creamy cream shadow. Like, it's very soft and putty-like. I'm just going to pick some of this up on a shader brush. You can see you kind of pick up a lot of it there. And I'm just going to kind of paint that all over my lid. And this is a cream shadow, but it does kind of set down once it's had a chance to dry. So I'm just going to kind of let it do that before I start going in with other shadows. While we wait for that to set, I'm going to actually try the shade Opal from Profusion Mauves as a highlighter. I do have a liquid highlighter on today. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, another thing that I picked up with my gift card, but it's a very subtle highlighter, so I wouldn't mind adding a little bit more highlighter to my cheekbones. So I'm just going to try this out. Okay, I don't know if I love the way that that went on, and maybe it's because I layered it over a cream highlight, but I don't feel like it's looking very smooth on my skin, so I don't know. I'll have to keep experimenting with that method of application, but not sure if I love the way that looks. I think sometimes eyeshadows just don't work that well as highlighters, but I'll keep playing with it for sure. Let's grab Volatile from Norvina, and I'm going to use that as kind of like my crease color. It's definitely a little bit of a deep color, so I'm going to use a light hand with it, just using that on a fluffy crease brush. I'm going to use that to kind of deepen up my crease. Then I'm going to take some of that shade Rustler from Wild West. I'm going to pack that on kind of the outer third of my lid. Next, I do want to take some of that shade Opal on my eyes as well. I'm going to use this as my inner corner highlight, and I may take a little bit of that onto my lid as well. I'm predicting that this will be the first shadow I hit pan on in this project. What do you guys think? Which one do you think will be the first for me to hit pan on? Okay, and then the 5th and final shade, because I am challenging myself to use all 5 for this look, I'm going to take Black Ice from Shared Planet. I'm excited that this palette got rolled in because this is such a wintry palette to me. I was thinking about putting this in my makeup basket, my next makeup basket round anyway, so this is perfect. I'm going to take this on an angled brush. This is a Profusion angled brow brush, and this is going to be my winged liner on the upper lash line. Okay, so even though this shade didn't get selected, I'm just going to use some of this cream shade in the Naked Wild West palette called Standoff to clean up and just blend out the edges here. Also going to take some of the shade Volatile on my lower lash line. Alright, so there's the look all together with mascara and everything. Not my favorite look of all time. I mean, it's kind of just a basic neutral look. I feel like the black liner, the black shadow used as liner got a little messy, but it's okay. With mascara and everything, it looks fine. I think I'm just going to wear my go-to nude lip, my Jordana lip liner in Rock and Rose, and my Milani gloss in Soft Rose. This is like my favorite lip combo right now. Alright, so that is the finished look. I feel like the panning gods were kind to me for my very first Pan Those Eyeshadows round, because all 5 of these shades I think are really easy to incorporate into a lot of different looks. Like, a lot of these are shades that I could use as just a liner or an inner corner highlight. So even if I want to stray from these shadows and use other palettes, other colors, I can easily use these shades in pretty much any look that I do, and they also go really well together. But I do think this will also be a really good challenge because, like I said, I'm nowhere near hitting pan on any of these, but I'm gonna go ahead and predict that the first one that I'll hit pan on will be Opal. So I'm going to be keeping track on my usage on all of these this month, and in a month I will come back and show you my progress. I'm so excited to be doing this. I think it's just time for a little challenge, and I'm excited to start seeing more progress on my eyeshadows. So if you do a Pan Those Eyeshadows or a similar project, I would love to hear your tips in the comments below because it's my first go round, so I'd love any wisdom that you could pass on to me. I do also have a regular makeup focused project pan. That intro should already be up, so if you missed that, I'll link it for you. But otherwise, if you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. I do lots of content like this. I do some project pan type videos. I also like to shop my stash and just generally focus on using and enjoying what I have. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, I'd love to see you back soon, and hopefully I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye.